чтобы они выросли хорошими. Оправдали доверие родителей, старших, уважали. Стали настоящими людьми.
Tbilisi is 6,000 kilometers from Detroit, 3,500 kilometers from London, and 2,600 kilometers from Berlin. So how did this happen? We arrived in Tbilisi just 8 months after our previous visit to see for ourselves what the worldwide electronic music scene is buzzing about.
Everybody starting to listen to techno or like minimal or house or whatever, you know. Everybody goes to the club, everybody.
Clubbing such a quickly became a big part of life for many people.
We started wondering, how was all this possible only a few years after the war?
For 25 years we were fighting for our freedom, and now we are starting to build country from the beginning.
It went really fast, and a lot of people got interested into electronic music, and they found peace inside. Like they had a place where they could get lost, they could forget about things that are going outside, because we had so many problems at the time, even now. But this is a place where you can be whatever you want to be. So,
As Georgians are pretty emotional people, I think the club became a kind of good space for young and ages of all people, good place to express their emotion.
All the guys here and all the other skaters are doing many different stuff too, like some are DJs, some are filming, I mean some are painting, some are singing, I don't know, they're doing a bunch of stuff, and all those activities kind of bring even more people together.
I like this one. This is a traveler's pancake house. This is the weed that we're smoking was called Bilbao Critical, and Pirate Pangas is small pirate boats. Okay, that's it.
It's just so important. Fabrica just changed this whole like beat of Tbilisi, I think, and yeah, it's just again from like experiences abroad, what can be done when you socialize, when you collaborate, and yeah, it was a little bit like a dream that actually came true.
You can walk inside and you are going to another part of the river, another side of the bridge. It's really sick. It's just gonna be a space for some installations, exhibitions, and that kind of stuff. Also with the lights, and everything.
So we are basically under the bridge.
Yes.
This is crazy shit.
Yeah, it is.
Cafe Gallery is the oldest club that still exists. I mean, now the 10th year started that this club exists. It's very, very interesting when you are sitting here in the cafe, and at 11 o'clock everything it's transforming into the club in every night.
This room was my grandfather's working room in Soviet Union ages, I think. At the school you learn the basics of DJing, how to mix the vinyls, how to mix the CDs, what is mixture.
Welcome to CES. We started 6 years ago, and we had one single studio, which was 40 square meters in a different location, and we had 11 students. And 6 years on, we have 900 graduates already. And at the moment, we have more than 200 students enrolled. Okay, so this is our DJ studio. As you can see, it's always very loud in here. Now we have students practicing. Really promising, yeah. You should have seen us like 6 years ago.
But unfortunately, not everyone was able to adapt to the new rapidly evolving Georgia.
Все стремятся уехать в Европу отсюда. Вот прямо вот так. Институт заканчивают, дипломы у всех есть, у меня тоже дипломы хорошие. Вот у этих ребят всех хорошие дипломы. Но все нету работы здесь. Здесь работы для молодежи нету. Я этого не успею. Вот наше поколение, вот в котором мы стоим, мы к хорошему дню никогда не успеем. Может, наши дети, наши правнуки уже успеют. К хорошему дню.
От нас все ухудшается. Постепенно, по-моему, я так думаю. Во всем это от нас зависит, от взрослых. Если плохие будут, мы будем виноваты. Если хорошие, это заслуга наша. Это от нас зависит. Я так думаю, раньше я думал, что как будто не все традиции предков неправильно. Я так думаю, что было у предков, это не 100%, а 1000%. Что было у них традиции, это 1000%.
Some of them lived in Soviet time, and they had these rules to follow to be happy. And whenever they see someone out of those rules and laws, they kind of get depressed.
They had to change their way of living, way of understanding stuff and coping with new ways really drastically. And it was in a lot of examples it was very, very difficult. Some people just couldn't adjust to that ways, and they're still when you look at them you think it's 90s or and they're not happy.
I also had an issue with my father. He didn't like that I was DJing, that I was going out at night, I was not at home, and he felt like, yes, you are a girl and you don't have to do this, and you have to have a normal job, like normal office job, and it's not acceptable for you to be a DJ. Now he's getting used to it and he's like, oh, I like it, I will support that.
It's breaking this conventional point of view, how do you have to be accepted by the society. And this is, I think, the best thing to do for the kids, to say, okay, you are not wrong in your thinking, actually, go ahead. You can be an individual, because this society is fighting against the individual very much. And this is a huge problem.
Young generation, they living at their time. I'm understanding them, and they want to change everything so fast, and it's a big process. It needs time.
I quite like the traditions that were in the past, and these traditions also have to be renewed. And I really like the tradition of family in Georgia. Because family comes first in Georgia.
A lot of people, Georgian people, sing, actually. They're not professional singers, but they sing.
Это не имеет значения, в НАТО будешь или куда будешь. Это главное, это семейное дело. Это как родители будут воспитывать, так и будут дети тоже.
My hope, like main hope in Georgia, is this new generation who doesn't care about things. They don't even know the existence of things and problems that we've had, and that's why they take it so easy.
So I think I'm very hopeful when I look at this youth, and I think they're pretty much who are the face of this country today.
Well, you cannot say what happens in few years, but I don't really want to move from here because I'm really thankful for this place, even if there's such a big problems. When I see their passion, when I see their motivation for what we are doing, it really gives me hope and really gives me so much energy.
I'm proud because my country has really huge culture and history. Wherever I go, I take my culture with me, so that's the proudness which I own. Yeah. We have Georgian typography, which is beautiful and attractive. And, that's one of the greatest things which we actually own. Yeah. This is the world treasure from my point of view.
I don't like the guys who are always thinking about living abroad. If they don't like it, then do something to change it, and it becomes something that you like it.
In your family or with your friends, you always try to help someone out if they got some problems, because mostly in Europe it's like everyone's got their own life. Yeah, I think that we're kind of all together all the time.
We realized that we discovered the scene in a unique moment, right when everything was happening here and now, just before going mainstream.
It's an absurd, most surrealistic country, but it's very, very subjective, in my opinion, with a flair of magic all the time. It's absolutely non-logical, nothing is logical here.
We are living in a right time here in Georgia, because it's like happening everything now, movies or music, everything is connected with art or something like that.
It's still developing. It's like 90s in New York.
Everything is starting now, and it's pretty pure. You know what I mean? Like it's not because of the pose or because of it's trendy or something like that.
If you find the place where you can put your soul out, then you're happy, and then yeah, I think this is more important. This is what I'm telling the kids. So find something for your soul.
It's never boring, but sometimes like this whole madness gets on your nerves, and sometimes you just want to stay alone and do your thing, because all these other worlds are coming to your world all the time. But even though this happens, it still stays beautiful, and somehow it gets really personal to everyone who lives here. And whenever you go out, you start to miss this flow which Georgia has.
I think it's all a dance. It's like there's this constant rhythm and you just dance to it. Sometimes you dance by moving through the city, sometimes you dance by making this clothing, like your church that you wear or something, or making music or painting or doing, like, I think every aspect of this reality, it's like a big dance.